Hey, this is Steffes. I make things for you to put into your tabletop role-playing games, and today I'm making a battle map. And I was looking through all the different assets in Dungeon Scrawl, and I came across this cart, and it made me realize that like ambushes on an escorting cart are it's a like a pretty like well used um trope in anything really, but it's something that can very easily be dull in Dungeons and Dragons, and that's normally because of the battle map. It's usually just the car on the road is being attacked, and so I think that there's a like it's pretty easy to fix that, and the way that you fix that with a battle map is to just build off of the tropes of the whole attacking and like a an escort, a cart. So we'll say like this is the road here, and like it's trees all around here, and like it's like a forest road. And so I a typical thing with this whole setup is that there's like a tree that's fallen in front of the car, and that's stops its progress. And then like out from the woods, the attackers come and they loot the cart or whatever. And so I don't think there is a fallen tree asset, so I'm just gonna use this long table. So yeah, log has fallen and is blocking the way, and so now, like, of course, it's like your cart can't move, and you're being attacked. So then it's that like causes the fight, motivates the fight, and the fighting happens, but the fighting is just killing all the enemies, and there's no really like dynamicy to it. And I think like it's like you're supposed to be protecting the cart, you're supposed to be protecting like what you're escorting, and so what that should be, how that should take form is your main goal shouldn't be killing the enemies, your main goal should be protecting the cart. And so inversely, the enemy's main goal should be looting the cart, damaging the cart, destroying the cart, you know, like killing the horses that are drawing the cart, taking everything from the cart, breaking the wheels, stuff like that. And one thing that like really helps with that is having it like having there be more trees that get cut down. Like there's already the one tree that gets cut down and blocks the path, that should be built upon, that should be added to. Like they like it could be like they hear and see like this tree beginning to be chopped down, and so their goal is to then like kill the enemies that are cutting down this tree, because otherwise it will fall and it'll hit the car, or maybe it's like over here and it'll fall and hit the horses. And so it's like, and maybe also there's one back here that like if that falls, then they're like trapped like in front and behind. So it's just like this is established, like it establishes that they're cutting down trees to affect the cart. So add more trees that can be cut down to affect the cart. You know, give them like motivation to be attacking the ones that were cutting down the trees, instead of more immediate enemies that like might be trying to attack them. But also it's like with them like doing like delayed attacks with these trees, it then also like like gives them a fork in the road in terms of what they want to do, because they want to delay these trees falling on them, falling on their horses, blocking their exit. But then they also want to kill the immediate enemies, and so it like makes your players strategize. It makes them think like, all right, um, you fight these guys around us. Well, me and this other person, we go and we stop these people from cutting down trees. And so already that's something that's like making like the players think, making the players take different actions, and so that's already like shaking things up a little bit. But then maybe also say this isn't a tree that was cut down immediately, but maybe it's a almost like a dam, like a wall that they built, and so now there's like a height advantage, and the enemies could be like standing along top of this and use that height advantage against your players. And so maybe now they have to think about like height, that it's not like a flat like ground. They have to think about gaining ground and gaining height, so that they're not getting like arrows raining down on them. And then maybe let's see, maybe then on top of that, it's raining. Maybe it's like really storming, and then a mudslide becomes a problem. Like just like you could start it by just having like, maybe there's like a puddle like along the road as they pass, and then like as the fight continues, like water spilling out and like mudslides spilling out becomes a problem. Like maybe you like introduce that idea by first having it like a mudslide come from the other side of the wall, just like a like introduce this is gonna start happening, you might want to look out. And like then that adds like a timed effect to the whole encounter, because now the players are worried about getting away, about keeping the cart safe, and they're also now worrying about the mudslides. They're worrying about all this like potential damage, all this potential harm. And it's also something like, whereas like the trees getting cut down, that's something that distracts them. The mudslides could be something that they could use to their advantage. Like maybe like they could like shove a enemy into where they like could tell like mud is about to slide, and then they defeat an enemy instead of by just attacking them with their weapon, but by interacting with their environment. And so it's still just a direct attack on an enemy that would deal damage to them, but it's something different and something unique, and it's not something that can be done with any fighting environment. And that's like a major point of a good battle map, is to give the players more than just their basic, like what's written on their character sheets to do. It's to make every fight unique. Just give them a couple things that makes them have to think differently, and give them a couple things that lets them do this stuff that's on like reach the goal, the same goal that the things on their character sheet will allow them to reach, but through different means. Give them new means of defeating enemies. Give them unique means of defeating enemies. It's so just like I'll maybe like clean this up a little bit, add a couple like extra trees around, just to like make it look a lot cleaner and everything. And then but like that's really just the idea of like this whole like cart ambush is, you they take the traditional like popular idea of like a tree falling or like a wall being set up to stop the progress of the cart, and then out from the trees come all the enemies. But then maybe there's a couple more cutting down trees, and maybe like the weather makes it even tougher, and it doesn't like there's more than just uh rain that you could do. Like instead of rain causing mudslides, maybe it's really sunny. Maybe there's not a cloud in the sky. The sun is like it's just really sunny, and then there's these archers up here, and they're like the sun is behind them, so like attacks against these enemies if from this direction, like using a ranged weapon, would have disadvantage because these enemies are like clouded by the bright sun. Like just a couple things like that you could throw into like shake things up a little bit and make it like, all right, instead of like using ranged attacks on the guy standing up here, I guess we'll have to climb up and go over here so we don't have disadvantage. Like promoting movement, promoting making decisions, and giving like forked roads in like what the players want to do in their combat, like just multiple sources of danger at once, so that they have to decide what concessions do we have to make, because combat should have plenty of concessions that they make. Like interesting combat should have decisions. It should have almost the same structure as a like a role-playing encounter, a role-playing segment in Dungeons and Dragons. It should give them options. They should be able to use all sorts of skills on their character sheet. They should really be like interacting to a immensely creative degree, and almost like loosely defined degree as with roleplay. And so yeah, I'll clean this up a little bit, and then it'll be in the description. So yeah, see ya.